I believe Karmelo has the right to be able to create the same legal defense that anybody is afforded under these state of Texas laws and Constitution. I believe if Karmelo wants to display his self-defense claim, he should be entitled in the court of law without interference. That's what I believe.
Does Karmelo Anthony's family believe he is innocent?
I believe Karmelo Anthony's family wants the process for him to correction. I believe that the Anthony family wants to respect this process and get him prepared for his self-defense claim. I believe the Anthony family feels that, yes, Karmelo Anthony is innocent of this, and they are going to support Karmelo Anthony in this entire process in getting prepared.
Would you agree that the Metcalf family is the victim here?
Any loss of life is a tragedy.
Lost.
Any child that loses his life is a tragedy, no matter the circumstance. That's my answer.
On April 17th, the family of Karmelo Anthony spoke for the first time. But before the press conference began, Austin Metcalf's dad, Jeff, says he was escorted out by police. Mr. Metcalf has said that he came there to pray with the family, but you had him removed.
Like so many other families.
Why?
We wanted to give our children.
I don't know anything about Mr. Metcalf coming to pray about the family. He never expressed that to any of the staff.
You said the father being at this press conference is a disrespect to the dignity of his son. That was disrespectful. Just shows you all the character. He was not invited. You say it was a disrespect to the dignity of his son. Do you want to clarify that?
You know, at that time, I'm not above reproach or whatever.
Karmelo Anthony and his family is trying to receive more money for this case.
$1.4 million.
I just don't understand why they would want more money for this case. I don't know what they need, but I know a lawyer does not cost $1.4 million.
That's a lot of money.
I don't care what case it is.
Maybe they're trying to get the best lawyers available.
It could have been the Donald Trump case is the only case that could possibly be $1.4 million. You ask me, this is a little insane. I don't know what the cost of this whole thing is, but to almost not double the price on your GoFundMe, but almost triple it seems a little crazy. But let's see what Dominique said once Karmelo was indicted.
Today, we were informed by the Collin County District Attorney that Karmelo Anthony has been indicted. As many of you know, this is the first step in a criminal proceeding, and now the legal process will move forward toward trial. Over the past several months, I've worked closely with Karmelo's family to ensure they have proper legal representation and the support they need to navigate this incredibly complex and emotionally charged case. Let's be honest, it's easy to go on social media and give an opinion. It's easy to post without facts. And sadly, even people who claim to be supporters have shared misinformation, not always with bad intent, but still harmful. The case involves multiple minors and sensitive details that I cannot and will not speak about publicly. That is why, from the beginning, I have refused to let this be tried in the court of public opinion. There will be a trial, there will be a courtroom, and NGAN is committed to making sure Karmelo receives a fair trial, free from lies, outside interference, and bigotry. To the racists, the bigots, and those filled with hate who've targeted Karmelo and his family, and even myself, you do not intimidate us. We are not backing down. The case is another example of what it means to be black in America, where even our self-defense is questioned, scrutinized, and politicized. My involvement, like many others, came as a direct response to the overwhelming hate, threats, outside influence that have surrounded this case since day one. As we move forward, I ask that you pray for the Anthony family, stand with us in the fight against white supremacy. Wow. Support the truth and due process. We are steady, we are focused, we are committed. Let justice speak in the courtroom. Minister Dominique Alexander. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that made me want Karmelo to go down even more.
Damn.
All right, keep it 100. Y'all talking about this is what it means to be black in America.
Yeah,
you
terrible.
literally stabbed someone at a track meet, and now you're saying you're fighting against white supremacy. No, you're fighting against a young man who made a horrible freaking decision, and now you're paying the consequence for that decision. Like,
wow.
I cannot get behind this.
This is a real thing.
Don't look like they made much money. Only $1,000 since we saw. When that lady post that screenshot,
Make sure this is all refreshed. I know it is, but so that's updated.
Yeah, it won $1.4 million. She posted that June 24th. Oh, they're up $3,000 since June 24th. So that's 2 days ago. So they're up a couple dollars.
Cooked. Yeah, that means that people, maybe they just forgot about it, man. You know, it just seems as if Karmelo is going to be charged. And I don't think anybody, especially that knows what goes on at a track meet, knows what type of event this was. I don't think anybody's upset with that, besides people that are just trying to defend black people.
Yeah, man, this kid was 100% in the wrong. You can't bring a weapon to a school event and then say you're acting in self-defense. That doesn't excuse the fact that you have a weapon at a school event. Like if someone had a knife in their backpack and they stabbed someone at school, you wouldn't say, oh, he was defending himself. You would say, why the F does he have a knife? Like, let's be logical here.
Yeah, this is super sad, man. But somebody actually lost their life, and people are trying to defend this, and these were kids, like. But you know, hey, man.
Yeah, I just don't understand why people just didn't leave it as two kids getting in a disagreement at school.
Yeah,
so if
bro.
it was two black kids, would it get this bad?
That's literally what I was
question.
finna say.
That's a great question.
No, because this happens all the time. Black kids kill other black kids, and you know, it's just they throw the balloons in the sky, and it is what it is.
That's crazy.
It ain't never no GoFundMe. Well, it is. Okay, sometimes it is some GoFundMe.
There's some GoFundMes and T-shirts being put out there.
It's never being raised like this. Never. Not $500,000. Now they're asking for 1.3. What the hell is this? Black Lives Matter? Come on, man. He's not getting that shit.
They're treating it like that right now.
He's not getting it. He just
You
got
see,
3K.
like,
He just got 3K in 2 days. I'm telling you guys, I guarantee you, Karmelo, he won't go over 600,000, bro. And well, let's say by, you know, the end of July, I'll say it'll be at about maybe 700,000 at the most. This shit's slowing down.
700,000 is a lot.
The media is.
I just don't think it'll. I think maybe at best it'll get to like 600 at best, and that's still a lot.
Yeah, this isn't like some Trayvon Martin shit. This isn't like something freaking serious, bro.
They're making it almost.
But those are dumb people. When you really look at the facts here, the facts is a kid stabbed another kid at a track meet. Black, white, whatever. Wrong is wrong and right is right. And this is wrong.
Yeah, we gotta keep it 100, bro. Like, just take race out of it. You just hear that a kid stabbed another child at a school event. You're supposed to be safe at a school event. He wasn't shot with a gun, but he was stabbed with a knife. Someone brought in a banned weapon and used it against another child, which is the reason why weapons are banned in the first place.
You know, it's crazy. Like, I ran track all my life, but I never thought about packing like a weapon.
Bro, it's a track meet.
Like, I put my
Nobody does
spikes,
that.
I've never once done that.
snacks, headphones.
They skip past that part though. That's like a part that they skip.
Like,
Buddy, why did you have the knife in the first place?
you was
They said
prepared.
I was just there to defend myself. See, this brother was just defending himself. You see how the white man is always against the brother when he was in the right for defending himself. Brother,
But, like-
it's ain't no knives right there.
but like,
But this brother was
also,
defending
if
himself.
I had a weapon, it'd have been in my car.
I just wouldn't even have like done that. Like, I just wouldn't in high school. I
It's the
didn't have-
police officers.
Yeah,
there.
bro, it's too much. It's too much.
That's why I messed up.
I don't know, bro. It's just not even on my mind to do something like that.
So the father made a statement, Karmelo's father. Let's see what he said. Mr. Drew Anthony, Karmelo's dad. Right here, he was just basically, you know, thanking the community for supporting them. And then right here, it goes into him talking about the funds, what the funds are being used for. So, safe relocation.
It's understandable.
Understandable. Transportation to and from the court proceedings.
Understandable.
No, it is the hell it's not.
'Cause
You need gas money. I'm finna take the GoFundMe.
No, because like what happened is that's his protection, his security.
Okay, maybe that is what it is. Transportation.
That's understandable.
Okay, maybe that's what it
'Cause
is.
they do
So-
have. There was people trying to say that the family used the first batch of money to buy a car. So they do have vehicle. They do have
did do that.
transportation.
They did do
They lived
that.
in freaking. Where was this? Like Plano? Some nice area.
Fresno? Was it Fresno?
I think it was Plano.
My child make a wrong decision. Who knows how he feels? Who
Oh,
knows?
Frisco.
Whatever.
Is that what it was? Frisco?
Yeah.
It's Frisco. One of them. Who
They
cares?
have a sister. They have a daughter that says they were scared. Completely understandable to protect your family. It could cost a lot to do that. So
Yeah,
a critical retaining qualified legal counsel and through the fair investigation team. Okay, I can understand that. A case does cost a lot. I wondered if it's public record how much did they pay the lawyer. Probably not. I just don't see how this would be more than just knowing like how life works. I don't see how this could possibly be over $100,000 that you're paying your lawyer. I don't see it,
bro.
Well, this is probably a huge case, though.
It is $1.3 million huge.
I mean, if they're gonna try to get the best legal defense to try to get their son not to be charged with first degree
How much
murder,
does that cost?
a lot, bro.
Yeah,
A
bro.
lot.
You know,
if you're gonna
pay
get
for
the
your-
best lawyer, you're probably gonna be paying like tens of thousands of dollars.
How much was his? How much was his bail? Hold on. How much was his bail?
It's like a million, huh?
10% of that. That's already $100K gone.
Is that?
It was like 100,000 or maybe a
Yeah,
million.
that's-
I know he had like super high.
He had
bail.
a crazy murder. You get out on bail on murder is. I think they lowered it for him.
Yeah, they lowered his bond. Remember the black lady did. They were calling her a woke judge.
How much is it?
50 to well over $100,000.
Yeah, he fined for his life, bro. You gotta pay a pretty penny for your life, bro.
Yeah, it was set at 1 million, reduced to 250,000.
So
It was initially set at a mil. I remember he had a high bill.
So he paid
25.
Yeah, he paid 25,000 to get out.
It's a lot of money.
Either way, the guy's wrong. We're not gonna sit here and act like the family's doing the Black Lives Matter because we don't know. It does cost a lot to defend something like this. It does cost a lot to have security and to and from the courtroom, and they got a right to do it. So people are upset about it. Can't really be too upset about it, but it's upsetting the fact that how Mr. Dominique here, continuously defending this all, kicking the father out the courtroom. They're just treating them like, they're just in the wrong here. The father was completely in the wrong, and I don't know. They're acting like the guy that lost his life could possibly be in the wrong. I'm just confused on that. He lost his life. No matter how you put it, a kid lost his life coming from school on a school bus.
Technically, in their defense, they have to do that if they say he's fine for self-defense.
No, yeah, I get it. But this activism shit and these pro-black people on TikTok,
Yeah,
they're
that's
idiots.
crazy. Yeah,
I just don't think it does any justice to like defend him simply because he's black. Like it almost like is like saying like black people do no wrong. And I just think like you just have to be logical here.
The state has a very high prospect, almost to the level of legal certainty, of disproving every one of the required elements of self-defense beyond any reasonable doubt. This simply does not look anything like a self-defense case, a legitimate self-defense case, based on the information we now have. We can start with kind of the core issue, which is proportionality. So deadly defensive force was used here, right? Karmelo Anthony is arguing, I was justified in stabbing Austin Metcalf in the heart with a knife, killing him, of course. Clearly, that's deadly defensive force. So where's the deadly force threat? Remember, the legal question here is, did Karmelo Anthony have a reasonable perception of an unlawful, imminent, deadly force threat from Austin Metcalf? Where's the deadly force threat? Now, deadly force threats can appear in lots of different ways. It could have been a weapon in the hand of Austin Metcalf. There's zero evidence of that. No one's claiming that. But a weapon's not necessarily required. In theory, you can imagine a scenario in which it's not just Austin Metcalf threatening, as claimed, Karmelo Anthony, but it's Austin Metcalf and his also sizable brother and other members of the football team. And so you have a deadly force threat embodied in disparity of numbers. The force being threatened against Karmelo Anthony in this hypothetical is not just the force that can be brought to bear by Austin Metcalf, it's the collective force of Austin Metcalf and everyone who's working collaboratively with him to bring force to bear against Karmelo Anthony. In that circumstance, if Karmelo Anthony were being attacked by a bunch of people, maybe collectively that force is a deadly force threat, a threat readily capable of causing Karmelo Anthony death or serious bodily injury. But there's zero evidence of that here.
Dang.
Even Karmelo Anthony has never claimed that. Not when he spoke to the police, not afterwards. So the evidence on the ground is that Austin Metcalf simply asked Karmelo Anthony to move and perhaps touched him. That's the evidence in this case. Damn. No reasonable person can perceive that as being as being an imminent threat of unlawful, deadly force harm.
After hearing that, once again, we got black people defending dumb shit, basically, like they already do. So hey, I'm just stop getting worked up over this because black people defend dumb shit all the time, and here we are again, like they already do, defending dumb shit. I'm sorry, Karmelo. It could have been beyond avoided, and you're just an idiot, bro. This is how I feel, bro. This guy's a complete idiot. Like I at one part of the time, I was like, you know what, man? Maybe the guy could have some shit pop up, and we all be wrong here. But it's been months on months, brother, and it's looking worse for you. So therefore, bro, that's why the GoFundMe look like that, because people really think about this shit. Nobody can defend this shit, bro.
It's a track meet.
The guy's an idiot, bro.
Touch me, Brandon.
I cannot believe this shit, bro.
That's crazy, bro. That's what I'm trying. That's what I keep thinking about, bro.
That's just insanity. No, it's actually insanity. Like, this guy's a self-defense knowledgeable person, clearly. I just hear lawyer. Is that? Oh, yeah, attorney. I'm stupid.
Zero.
So he's a self-defense lawyer, and he's telling you it's all the scenarios that you can run this to try to justify it are going to fall through. He said they have almost certainty to make a conviction. Oh, that's not good, buddy.
You think they're going to say because he was under their tent, that's the gathering force of multiple people?
That shit's funny to hear, brother.
Hey, they'll make
What
the
do people
argument.
gather at a track meet, bro? Not gonna lie, bro. This guy's an idiot. He's cooked, bro. At first, I was like, damn, bro. I hate to see a young guy just go in there and go to like jail like this, bro. But if you're that bad of a fucking idiot, then fuck it, you gotta go. You gotta go, bro. I'm sorry. You stabbed somebody at a track meet and they lost their life, bro.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know what he thought could possibly come out of this. So you're this stupid, bro.
Why he
You gotta
can't
go.
just fight, bro? That's what every time I keep thinking. Like, I know violence ain't the answer, y'all, but I'm just messed up. He couldn't just use his hands and his fists, bro. That's just.
Cause now I'm thinking, Austin just told him to move, bro, and maybe he went up to push him to really actually tell him to move, and he stabbed him. That's what I'm thinking just happened. At
Pretty
this point.
pretty plausible.
Damn.
Pretty
bro.
plausible. That is probably like worst case scenario. And I think that's probably as bad as it got. Because there's multiple witnesses that say Karmelo told him, touch me and see what happens. That's premeditation. You're fucked. I'm sorry. We have to be logical. He's cooked.
Touch me, I'm gonna stab you. And you
made a
decided
threat.
decided to pack a knife in your bag to an event.